Not sure what Larry did, but the sound went away. There it is. He must have popped out. Hey, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Larry Tries to Convince MJ to use Conan Exile mods.
Yeah, is it working? Did I win?
Not yet, but you're making progress. That's right. We are taking a break from our our
Usual.
tour that we've done since 2015. So it's been a little bit to go
Wow.
and check out Conan Exiles stuff, which both of us play, but we've actually both played separately. And Larry
Right.
plays super modded. I don't play modded, and he's trying to get me convinced to do that. Now,
Yes.
it's not that I think mods are bad. I just started all of this in the realm of Arc, and every time mods happen, your own server got torched, and yeah, so
Yeah. There's a little bit of that. Let's be fair. I mean, to be fair, there is a little bit of that in Exiles, especially if you play on a really heavily modded server. It's tough to get them all updated, like in a consistent fashion. Most heavily modded servers are down, like after a big update, like this last update on Tuesday. I want to say it was Tuesday. It was earlier this week. Um, the Some of the big servers were down for a couple days. Although this particular update, Funcom was pretty darn good at getting the dev kit out to the mod developers pretty quickly, and
nice.
most of the significant mods, like ones that are like game breaking, were updated the same day. So yeah, I was really kind of impressed with that. This handling of it. Actually, the whole Age of War has been pretty darn good about getting a dev kit out to the mod developers pretty quickly. Prior to that, there were issues, big issues. Especially, the sorcery run. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Anyway,
So maybe we've learned and gotten better, and
I'm well, yeah, on Funcom's side, and I don't know if it's, I don't know what changed their mind. Like if there was a specific incident, like maybe it was the Age of Sorcery or that one, that kind of changed things around, because there was a lot of backlash, especially from the modding community, about how Funcom handled that one, and there were mods that were literally down for a month because of it.
oh, that's
Like, yeah,
wow.
yeah. It was really. I mean, they did some really significant changes to the game, and they did not give the modders. They gave the modders, I want to say, 5 days to get everything up to date, which is impossible, especially considering how long it took Funcom to even do Age of Sorcery in the first place.
I know. You think 5
You know
days
what I mean?
sounds like a long time, except that this was an entire game-changing redo that
Yeah.
you've got people doing in their spare time versus Funcom devs where it's their job. And yeah,
Right,
I
right,
could
yeah.
just-
It's their full-time job, and it took them months to get things done, and the modders do it for fun and in their free time, and 5 days was not long enough.
wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think they might have learned their lesson from that, because Age of War went really well. There were a few hiccups, but most of the mods were able to at least have something released within a day or two of the update, if not, totally fixed. Sometimes there's certain mods, and we're not dealing with any of them currently, but there are certain mods that directly affect combat. And so when Age of War came out, some things were off. Let's say they didn't. They didn't. They weren't like game breaking. They weren't like they're going to completely destroy how the game plays, but they would. They wouldn't look right because they changed the way combat worked in Age of War. But anyway, that's enough of that. Today, I told you last time that this mod that we're looking at today, which is Roleplay Redux, I think that's how you say that, unless you pronounce it Redo. I think it's just Redux.
Yeah,
Redux. I never know I've only seen that spelled. I've never heard somebody actually say that word in context. I've seen it in titles, like titles of shows and video games and stuff like that, but I've never actually heard somebody say it in a sentence.
All right, I'm going now to listen to
Gonna listen to somebody actually say, how do you say Redux?
Yeah, say Redux in English. Let's
Anyway, so I said that the mod we're looking at today, Roleplay Redux, and one of the ones we looked at last week, Pseudo Exile, were made by Noms, and it's not incorrect. They are made by the user Noms. However, Noms, as of this last update, has stopped making mods. However, like a good modder that Noms is, Noms passed the torch on to someone else, and Noms passed it on to, funny enough, the guy that did most of the mods that we looked at last week.
Oh,
see, he passed it on.
That's a fear too. That what happens if the person just doesn't want to do it anymore?
Yeah,
Your
for
entire
sure.
game and play and everything is mired into this one mod. All right, let's listen and see if we can hear the pronunciation. Wait, that looks like a podcast. I just want to pronounce the word. Why do I not have the little...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hear the word.
You probably heard yourself twice there. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Or did you?
I do not have sound on my... So I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I don't know how to say it specifically.
Oh, here we go.
Redux.
Yeah, Redux.
Is it Redux? Okay.
Yeah, which is why I was...
Redux.
Chuckling about Redux with the CK. You must eat soon. So we're looking at Larry's screen, and we're going to be looking at Larry's screen because mine updated pretty quick, but then it's like, oh, we're going to patch 85.5 gigs worth. Patch. And I'm all, what? And so it's still going.
So fun. So much fun. All right. So anyway, we are going to look at Roleplay Redux. This is a gigantic mod. It really is. And when I'm gigantic as far as the number of features, that's why I'm doing this one by itself versus trying to fit it in with any other mod. The first thing that you can notice right away is that it uses a different chat, just like the last one we had a different chat. This one also has a chat. This chat window is can I, is this working? Can you hear me this way too? I'm trying to make it okay. So this chat window is only for roleplay. So like it doesn't have any kind of, there's no it's only local chat, like only what you can see around you, and what you can hear around you. if you want to use this chat window, you can also use any, but you don't have to use this. Like there's ways to turn it off. That's so you don't have to use this one. You can use a different one. I just have it. This is what it does by default. It just comes up with this.
All right, but is there also a way, like the GM wants to make a large announcement? You know, the land is trembling all over. Is that gonna
like if you want to do it like globally, like no, there is not.
Wow.
Not with this chat. However, when Noms created Roleplay Redux, there wasn't a roleplay centric chat, really, other than like Pippi, and it wasn't. And Pippi, I don't think Pippi is as good for roleplay. I mean, that's just my opinion, and many other people shared that opinion. Obviously, Noms shared that opinion as well. That it wasn't really great for roleplay chat, and like if you were because a lot of the things you could do in this, like your whisper, yell, and you can do like combat as well within Roleplay Redux, but the Noms though worked really close with Tot, the guy who did the last mods, the custom mods and whatnot, and kind of once Tot introduced, I'm going to say his because I think Tot is a he. I apologize if not. Once Tot introduced his mod for chat, then Noms kind of stopped making chat, like stopped updating that part of it, and started working on other parts of the mod. So I do know some servers that do use this over Tot's chat, which I understand, because Tot is that would be another mod on top of all the other mods, if they use Tot chat. But this one's pretty good. It does integrate with Pippi. Like you can use Pippi and this. It just creates two different chat windows. So, all like in character speech, if you will be in this chat window, and all like global out of character speech would be in like Pippi's window or something along that line. And I'm saying Pippi. I haven't introduced Pippi yet. I will introduce Pippi probably next week. But Pippi is another administrative kind of mod that actually Tot is kind of taking over. There's a whole drama there, but we can get into that next week. It's kind of funny. Anyway, that's the first thing and probably the least important thing. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Oh, it does do this really cool thing.
A chat export, like a whole family.
Yeah.
I mean, family story. I don't know where that word came from, y'all. I am exhausted beyond belief. So Larry's gonna have times where I'm gonna be like, "Are you speaking English, dude?" Because I don't know what's going on. But
yeah, you can actually copy and paste all of that chat into another document.
Wow.
And it is the history, and I forget how far back it goes, but it is quite a while. As you saw, that was from a previous chat that I had on another server actually.
Wow.
That uses
that he closed out really fast because he didn't want us to read whatever it was.
Yeah, well, I do not have permission to. I don't know who those people were that I was talking to. I did not have their permission to show that, so I did not realize it was going to be on there. But
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, that's why I put it away real quick. I didn't have their permission. So.
No.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know what was in it. And yeah. Also, I can show you. I don't know if I have this set up on here yet. 1 second. Let me see if this works.
Yeah, Hikari had mentioned earlier that Age of Sorcery was definitely a social media brush fire.
Oh yeah, I don't have the chat turned on, so it's not gonna type right. But you can do out of character, like you can put parentheses around it, and it'll actually make it. It'll make it like a gray. If you do in, and you can change the colors of it, and I show you that. if we want to see it. But um, you can do actions as one kind of color. You can do uh, chat as another kind of color. That kind of thing. And it integrates. And like I said, Roleplay Redux integrates directly with Tot. And I will get into some of that other stuff in just a minute.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
I'm good. Yeah, it's really cool. Some of the things that it does. So let's get into the Roleplay Redux screen,
You
which
gained
is
a level. Good job,
I
Larry.
gained I know. I'm cool like that. It's gonna stay up. It's not gonna stay up when I press the. There it goes. Okay. Um, this is what players see initially. As you can see, there's
Wow.
different things you can do.
Dice
You can even
and...
there's even different emotes.
All right, dance first. Yep. You knew what we were gonna ask for
Yep.
before we even asked.
Here we go. Here's the one. This is the one, right there. It's the one that everybody wants to see. Uh, and I'll get into what some of this means later. But you have everything from you can change identities here. Like you can actually have multiple different identities for with character sheets, which is all right there, which we'll get into that in just a minute. You can set up a bio. You can actually have like an extended bio where you can put if you have a picture of your character, you can put the URL there, save it, and it'll drop it in there. These, and I'll get into these a little bit later too, where the consent. There's actually this question: is there anything you don't want to roleplay? This can be the admin can set this up. Like what these questions are, the admin can set them up. There are within the mod. There's a way.
I'm allergic to these mods, Larry. We need to
Sorry.
do that. Wow. I can't stop sneezing.
Within you can other players through the menu, which I could show you if you were here. But you can the radial menu through the radial menu you can make somebody else do emotes.
Now that doesn't sound so weird, but allow other players to change your outfit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can like so. For instance, you can the one of the like I guess common ways would be is if like you're arresting somebody or something along that line or capturing somebody, you can put cuffs on them and make them do a captured emote, that kind of thing. That's what that is. The transmog system. And the transmog system is the one that we use. So because it works with it integrates with Tot in that fashion.
All right. Kicking.
Let's go in.
That was already a lot with that whole character sheet and everything, but now.
Yeah. It gets deeper. Let's go into the admin side of it.
Ta-da! Oh boy.
So this is a pseudo exile. This integrates with pseudo exile, so you can so as you add mods, like you can see that you can over here on this side, you can see there's Roleplay Redux. That's all the things you can change and do with Roleplay Redux. And this is Tot Admin, all the things you can do there, chat, and custom. This, I guess, the thing to start with. Let's just start with character sheets. That's simple. Oh, yeah, hold on. No, we got to go back. We can't do character sheets without doing this.
Dice system first?
We're going to the dice system first. Let me just show you this real quick. See how this says, is there anything you want to role play?
Yep.
You can add, this is exactly what that is. You can add questions there. That's what that is. Dice system. By default, there's just a basic dice system. As you can see, if I look in my character sheet, it's kind of a basic. Wait a second, is this? Yeah. Okay, this is just what's there by default. But everything that you're seeing here can be changed by the admin. Everything. Literally everything. If we go into the dice system, I'm just going to go really fast because you can really get into the weeds with this stuff because I have seen some setups on certain servers that are exactly like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5e. Exactly, they have formulas set up to where it automatically allows you or disallows you for like actions and reactions and bonus actions, those kinds of things. There's certain systems that are set up to do like different classes for like that work like integrate with the existing Conan attributes and whatnot. I've seen systems like that. It's just, I mean, really, you can get into crazy amounts of detail, and there's some admins that do it, and there are some really, really good systems created here. They allow you to do roll or dice pool, which that is like the difference between like a what am I thinking of? The West End Games kind of situations, the where you have mostly D6s and are rolling those, or you can do like a D20, like a standard like D&D kind of situation. Enable dice. I'm trying to think of. Just want to go through this. I mean, these are your attribute points, the amount of skill points, the amount of perk points, those kinds of things that are all kind of standard within different kinds of tabletop dice systems. I'll get into this later, but I've seen people make full blown D&D systems. You can also this right here, it says armor checks. Well, it'll check what you're wearing by you can do it.
It'll check you out. Okay, the system will check you out. Here we go.
Yeah, the system will check you out. It'll check what you're actually. So it can do one of two different ways. It can do what you're actually wearing, like what your character's wearing, whether it's heavy armor, light armor, those kinds of things, or it works with Tot Custom and will check what the transmog is set to. So if you are, for game purposes, wearing heavy armor, wearing, I don't know, Godbreaker armor, let's say, and because you don't want to get killed by random stuff as you go run through the land, um, it'll check against what actually appears like you're wearing through the transmog system through um, tot tot custom. And so if you're wearing if you're for game purposes wearing like Godbreaker armor, but for roleplay purposes, you're wearing a robe, it'll go off of the robe versus the Godbreaker armor if you set it to do that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Attributes, same. I mean, every single thing, and I don't want to. I cannot stress this enough. Like everything that you're seeing here is just what is there by default. You can add or remove anything that you're seeing. Like all these attributes, I can change all of this or get rid of it entirely if I want. So, body, agility, mind, charisma is what it comes default. These can be whatever you want them to be. You can make them like D&D if you want, and make it strength. What is it? Strength, dexterity, wisdom, charisma, intelligence. Yeah, if you want. Skills are going to be like, the same. I guess they're called. Are they called skills in D&D? I'm trying to remember now, off the top of my head. I think they're called skills.
Skills or the feats or.
Not feats. Feats would be different. I'm thinking like your like sleight of hand, intimidation, those kinds of things. Like you see here.
Yeah.
Skill checks. Yeah.
I mean, if they change the name, I don't know. There are different editions. Who knows what things happen after a time?
Right. Right.
I'm still stuck in 3.5 land, so.
Are you really? Oh.
Yeah.
I've moved on to 5e, although I'm not like great at it. I just watch enough. I watch enough people play at 5e. That, yeah.
We did a 4-week campaign here on Mod of through Roll20 5e, and I messed up some. Be like, let's do a spot check. There is no spot check.
Right.
No
right,
spot,
there isn't.
no
Yeah.
listen, no search. It's like, oh man.
You know what's really good for training you for 5e, and I really was kind of impressed with how good it was at training you. I'm not saying it's perfect. I know there's some people that would scorn me for saying that it's perfect, but because it's not. But Baldur's Gate 3 is so good at 5e. It's really, really good. It's as far as games are concerned, it's the best I've seen.
Yeah, I think Baldur's Gate 3 will finally get me introduced.
Yeah. It's really, really good at it's really good at training you at what works and what doesn't work what is a bonus action, what is a reaction, those kinds of things. It's really cool.
But we're
like
talking,
that.
I've been doing 3.5 for 3 decades, okay? It's like, change is hard.
It is, yeah.
Hikari says Solasta is better. I'm assuming that's a game?
I've literally never played Solasta.
I haven't heard of it. I don't know it.
I'll have to look at that. I have not. Okay, so a little
disclaimer. Admittance.
Yeah, disclaimer, I guess. Yeah. Other than it's a black screen right now, by the way. Not so much.
That's because. That's because my Conan Exiles. I've started to try to load it in, folks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Let's go to settings and see if I can get something to change for video.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, just a little disclaimer as far as my tabletop background is concerned. I come from Star Wars. I do not come from Dungeons and Dragons. So, I know West End games pretty well. In fact, I had a it's a 5.1 based game similar to Baldur's Gate and Divinity. Okay, fair enough. That's what Solasta is, or Solasta. Anyway, so I come from Star Wars, so most of what I know is West End games. That's my tabletop background. I did not play the Star Wars D&D, like the Wizards of the Coast version. I didn't really like it that much. I didn't think it reflected Star Wars that well.
That's exactly. I'm singing that in my head, Andrew. I'm trying not to sing.
Yes.
He said boys in West End games. I'm trying. I'm trying. I was succeeding until he said something. Now I can. Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm not finding the IP by title, so I'm going to have to go by address here.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's where my background is, and also I played a lot of Star Wars Galaxies, and their roleplay server had, or the roleplay forum. I don't know. Whatever. They had a lot of different tabletop rules, I guess, for Star Wars Galaxies of all games. And because combat wasn't really that great in Star Wars Galaxies. Who knew?
I didn't have a combat character, so...
It was never that great. It was it was better. The combat itself was, I think it was best. Anyway, that's a different story. We'll get into that some other time, maybe. But yeah, that's where I came from. And then also, when I played Star Wars: The Old Republic with at least one of my main groups that I played with, we did there were some homebrew versions of the West End games for Star Wars: The Old Republic. It was basically it was all there for you. You could play a tabletop version of Star Wars: The Old Republic, and we did that in the actual game itself. So, and you can do that here. What's this stop for? Oh,
she's putting more songs in my head. Yes. So this is interesting. What you were just talking about earlier, the mod mismatch page where I need to subscribe. It's actually already attributed to Tot Roleplay Redux.
Yes.
Tot sudo, Tot roleplays, Tot admin, Tot
cool.
Chat, Tot tater tots.
Sweet. Okay, so I mean, I know I have trouble sometimes with mismatch. I did actually whenever I set this up, I had some trouble with mismatching mods. But then I play on a lot of servers that already have mods on it, so that could have been part of my problem. We can keep going with this. Perks are going to be like in this particular system, like classes count as perks. Oh, my throat feels dry. Hold on.
Like you say that, and then you start going around as if there's an option in there to give you a drink.
There is. There is. Look, I'm good. I just gave myself a drink.
Oh, you mean your in-game character's throat was dry, not you?
Yeah, not me. No, the in-game character's throat was dry. Perks in this case count. There's a couple different things that count as perks. Like races would count as a perk because it gives you, it modifies existing stats, either skills or attributes. Stats in this case are based on perks, or they're based on attributes. Like armor class is based on, I think the way how is this set up? Armor class is based on agility in this one, so you get 1 AC per point of agility. This is just by default. So, yeah, mana is going to be, yeah. See, I think you can see how that's set up. Um, you get mana, uh, 1.5 times whatever your mind stat is. So runes in this game are actual objects or like fictitious objects. So there are objects in the game that can sit in your inventory or that you can carry. So, and it'll recognize if you are carrying it or not. Um, I don't like in fact, Noms actually said that they wished that they would not have used the term runes to represent this, because it could be anything. It could be anything from a sword to uh, an idol to a piece of clothing to an actual rune. Basically, if you have this item on you, and you can set it up to where where it's under different circumstances, like it has to meet a condition. Like, is it equipped? Like if it's added to it, like if you have this item in your inventory, it'll give you this. It'll modify the stat, or you can set it to where if it's equipped by the character, so if it's in their hand or as armor. Like I said, everything is adjustable. You can make it do whatever you want. But I've seen people when they have a specific kind of sword, that it gives them a like a +2 defense or something along that line.
Oh.
It makes their AC high, or they're wearing a certain set of armor. If they're wearing like,
and you're setting this up for the server, not per character. So if anybody finds that sword and picks it up, it'll give them a +2.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is for the server. Yeah.
So
It's
basically
crazy.
making your own special magic equipment.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. These statuses are just basically the things. If you saw my character sheet, these are the statuses, and that can give you plus or minus. You could do nothing if you wanted to do nothing, or it can add an effect based on what it is. Like you're intoxicated, and this will appear under intoxicated will appear under your it'll appear under your name, like where your name appears above your head. It'll say, Shadow intoxicated, and then it modifies your different either skills, ability, whatever, perks, stats, ability, whatever. Mutilators.
So you can make one of those
Mutators,
items. Basically, I'd have a cursed item, a shawl. You put it on, and the people fall asleep. It can give them that status and.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Mutators are a little harder to explain. Mutators are basically they adjust stats based off a character. So if a character if you set them up as let's say in this particular case you set them up as a warrior, and they have equipped heavy. No, let me take that back. You set them up as a sorcerer. There we go. That's a good example. You set them up as a sorcerer, and they equip heavy armor. Then, because they are a sorcerer and they are wearing heavy armor, then they get a diminished stat. They get like a I don't know, a diminished agility or something along that line. That's what mutators do. Um, you can go and also and also you can set up as uh, this one here already has is it has proficiencies. So if you are a warrior, you can have heavy armor for efficiency. I mean, as an example, and then whenever you equip heavy armor, it will not give you a negative stat. It's crazy. That's just like barely touching the surface of what you can do with these. And like I said, I'm breezing through these as fast as I can because there's a lot. And if there's any questions, if you have any questions at all, please ask because I'm sure I'm not touching on everything. Abilities are what they say they are. If you go into here, right now I don't have anything equipped, so I have an unarmed attack ability, and I can select my targets. As of right now, there's only me here, and then I can, if I want to, I can modify that based on situational modifications, and you can give the reason why that is. And then if I use that ability, you can see right there, shadow attack, shadow. Oh, it's down there at the bottom. And it does a roll for you. That's the roll. And I think it's set up to currently, and you can set this up however you want, but I think it's set up currently to where my attack roll is versus my AC.
Okay.
Fun. Where was I? All right. You can also affect stats based on your zone. So if you add a zone in here, you can add the coordinates of the corners or the shape. You know, it could be a cylinder, it could be a sphere or a cube, and you set up the X, Y, and Z coordinates for it. So if a character is within that zone, so you can set up like a cold zone if you want, where people are, you know, or a hot zone, either way, and it modifies their stats based on where they are on the map. All these shapes form a circle. What?
Wait, what shapes? Can you set up a
Yes, you can set up a frozone. Absolutely. Then there are mechanics. Like these are things within the game itself that you can set up. So by default, and I can get into that a little later with the locks and keys. By default, you can set up roleplay redo to lock doors and lock chests. If you set it up, you can set it up that way. And it'll allow you, based on rolls and what kind of tier of item it is, it'll set a roll and whether or not you can open that. So you can set up a lock picking system or a trap disarm system if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what all this is. And there's items you can have, like this one says crowbar, thieves' tools. So you'd have to be, and these are craftable items that you can. I forget where you make. I think you just make them in the artisan table is what I believe you make those in. I could be wrong. Yeah. And there's a couple other really fun things for eavesdropping. You can set up. This is specifically for, or does it work with Tot Chat? I don't think it works with Tot Chat yet. Right now, it only works for Roleplay Redux chat, I think. But basically, what it'll do is it'll allow you to have a DC, whether or not you can hear something from a certain distance, or through a door, or that kind of thing. Yeah, and the way it's set up by default is that you can't hear through doors, you can't hear through walls. By default, it will allow you to do an eavesdrop, and it'll do that automatically. It'll automatically roll that for you, and it'll tell you if you can't hear something, it'll say something to the effect of you cannot understand what MJ is saying right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're on the other side of the wall, you can like hear that. So it'll give you the idea that, oh yeah, MJ is saying something on the other side of that wall, but I don't know what it is. I can't understand it. Then the other thing here is megascopes, which you can turn these off if you want. You don't have to. None of these are required, by the way. None of these are required to use the mod. You can turn them on, turn them off, however you want. And megascopes are telephones, for lack of a better term. You can basically set up a megascope, and this does work with Tot Chat. I have used this with Tot Chat, and it works so well, and it's so amazing. Basically, you just set up it's a little item. It looks like a little crystal, and you set it on a table, and then it is as if your character is in that room, and you can go to the other side of the map and have a connected, and you set them up to be connected, because you can give it a specific channel, and if you're on the other side of the map and you have the connected other megascope, you can hear it's as if you're in that room, even though you're on the other side of the map.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a neat little mechanic for kind of allowing chat to I don't want to say realistic, because I don't like that term, but in this particular case, but it's more grounded way of communicating across a map of some sort, or between different bases, or whatever, however you want to set it up. Instead of using global chat, which is a little, I don't know, that's a little out of character, whereas this is more in character.
That's... I'm just envisioning like old phones now,
Yeah. It's very, very much like that.
Party lines, ding ding ding.
And then this is allowing you to just, as you're creating your dice system, this allows you to practice with it, because this is what it'll look like to a player. And that would be a human, rogue, and then you can add medium armor, proficiency. Apparently I can add a lot of stuff. Oh, these would be feats. Perks are also feats as well. Like your like D&D feats. You would set perks up to be that way. And your perk points are going to be like feats. So however many... Oh, my throat is dry again. Keeps popping up there. I should have set that a little higher. Okay. Okay, right. This is an outdated system. They're getting rid of it. They're using Tot Custom now. But basically, this is just a transmog system. The same as Tot Custom. It'll allow you, and I'm glad to see that they got this up there. This was not up there before, even though they were already phasing it out. I'm glad they put this up there so that people are aware that they are going to stop doing it. Locks and keys. So, by default, right, Conan does not have a locking system. Like your doors, your chests, and all that stuff are open, right? What you can do with Roleplay Redo is to set up a key system. I'm going to go ahead and enable that feature and save it. I'll show you what it does.
I'm just going to let people know I had to make a new character because Larry moved servers. And I've been condemned to death in exile for crimes including poor use of punctuation.
Oh, that's really bad.
Breaking an oath and defecating on a statue, apparently. Better than flirting with chemicals or something. Alright, let's see.
During the year of the Cobra, a prisoner...
You are not in the same place I am.
I'm not even in yet. I've got the whole long thing I can't seem to escape through. Oh, nope, there we go. I'm escaping it. See where I land. You're just gonna have to find me, because...
Okay, I'll find you.
Yeah. Now, I can move our windows to side by side, but it's so much better when it's showing you
yeah,
the big ones, because when I made your windows small and half the screen, then it was kind of a pain. That nobody could see exactly what you're doing. So anyway, here's my character. Ooh, journey step. Take your first steps. Completed. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so good.
Okay. All right, come this way so I can put something down. I think I can. Invalid building location. All right. Come on. Where's a valid building location? You know what? I'm gonna find another one.
I don't know, but pick some clothes out and throw them down so she can be dressed.
Oh, all right. Where are you? You know what?
Right,
I'm going to pull you to me.
What?
Oh, there you are.
I'm like, I'm following you. What do you mean? Where am I?
Oh, use Tot. Tot, go to hit Shift B and then put on your own clothes.
I don't know that I have.
It doesn't matter. You can put your own on.
Say I don't have admin or anything on this one.
I think I gave you permission. Can you see?
No.
Can you do the
unclaimed reward battle pass thing?
Oh.
Favorites, weapons, bodies, armors, everything is empty.
Okay. Can I pull you to me?
Sure. La 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 la. Age of War. I like Hikari's comment. And Andrea asks about setting up frozones. Hikari says it's RP, so there are lots of friend zoning. Woohoo! New level.
Why is it overlapping? There we go. Okay. So, what this does, there's two things here. One's a keymaker toolbox, one's the large chest. You're familiar with it. It works just like anything else.
Yes. What is that little keymaker's toolbox?
Oh, I'm showing you that right now.
Look at that. Lots of keys. And they all say RP.
Lots of keys. All right. And so what this does is this creates a item that will go in your inventory.
Okay.
All right, see that? It just created one that's in my inventory right there. Redo key, whatever.
All right.
I put this here, and if I put this now by itself, I can. It it has its own ID, as you can see right there, and right there. So, and this is a unique ID to that specific key. I can duplicate that if I want and make another one with the exact same ID to it. All right.
Okay.
Then what I can do is if I go to, did I not? Hold on. There it is.
Andrew,
There it is.
Larry, are you the key master? You have lots of keys.
Yes. If I go to the RP menu,
Okay.
there is a little button here that if it mounts over it says change lock. And then what I can do for the lock is drop this key there. And now I need to lock it.
Oh. He needs to lock it first.
Now it's locked.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Ah.
However, I can unlock it because I have the key. However, if I
Now, can we then drop these keys and hide them somewhere in a bag or something?
Those are
Another box?
grab them, they're on the ground. Did you get them? Did you see them? Pick them up. They're right there on the ground. Okay, you got them.
My hitting E to collect was not working. Oh, see, now it's not red locked. It's orange locked.
Yeah.
And now
I
you can't get in.
I can't get in, but you can.
Oh.
Now, as an admin, I can get in if I need to, and I can reset the lock as an admin. But as just a player, I can't get in.
Wow.
You can do that with chests. You can do that with doors. I want to say there's something else that I'm missing that you can also do that with, but I forget what it is.
So then you can
Yeah.
actually put a key somewhere in another chest that people loot.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to find, and if they find the key and can unlock an Uber chest of loot or something if they search it, that's really cool.
Yes, exactly. And also, if you set up a base, like if I were to build a base and build a house, let's say just build a house with a door, under normal Conan circumstances, anybody can just walk right in. However, I can lock the door and give my friends the key to get into my house if I want, because I can duplicate the keys as you saw.
Yeah.
And like I said, now if you go and you make a key that looks exactly like that, it will not work because each key has its own individual identifier.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
something. No, that's really cool. Now, can you have a, like they fight somebody, can it drop a key? Can that be the loot? Or do I just really need to put it in a chest somewhere and
So with this specific system, you would have to set up. You cannot do you cannot have it drop it because like I said, each key is its own identifier, and if a boss were to drop it, that means that it is spawned specifically at that time, so its identifier is going to be different.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and the identifier is based on the. I'm assuming that it's based on spawn time. I don't exactly know where they get the number from. You can set up your own identifier, like your own personal identifier, but you can't spawn it with that identifier. You'd have to set up whatever that identifier is after it's spawned. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want, if you have a single boss that has a, a key or some sort, um you can have that chest in a different room that the boss is guarding, and then you can, if you want to do it that way, you can put a key in a chest with a specific identifier, uh, but you can't have one spawn with a specific identifier.
Okay.
Um, there are other things that I can show you, not with this mod, but with other mods that I can show you how to set up like a loot spawner, where it'll spawn some loot for you, and it will then, or you can set it up to where under certain circumstances, like it'll give you, like if you're doing a quest or something along that line, it'll give you a quest tag. Those tags that I talked about last
Mm-hmm.
week.
Okay.
You can set up chests or doors or things along that line that will not open unless you have a specific tag. So you can set up things to where, if you kill a boss, once that boss has been killed, it gives you a tag, and then and then you go to loot a chest, and the chest sees that you have that tag, and it'll allow you to loot it. Something along that line.
Okay. Now you can only still put things pretty much in chests. There aren't like bags and.
Um, Not. Hold on, I might be wrong about that.
Okay, there's a option in here called invisible chest piece.
Yes,
This is
it'll make it.
trippy. I gotta show you folks. Let's see if I can move to. Let's see. If I do it this way.
Oh, is this? Wait, what is this that you're looking at?
Oh, I went in to try to put some armor on.
Oh,
look
oh.
everyone. There's also flat chest
Yeah, that's for
for
taking
being a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's invisible, which although your arms are
So
still there, that's kind of scary.
the invisible one is not. That's more for thralls or things along that line. Less for people. Um, g- uh, and as I mentioned like last week, you can turn off some of those things to where people don't see everything.
Wow, you could sit
Um,
here and just go through
hmm
so many things.
And that's just the chess piece. And this is just the ones that come with Conan by default, except for the couple ones that are taught chess pieces. But Conan has all of these by default. That's all Conan. That's not those. That's not extra mods. There are two, like I said, there are two at the bottom, and you pointed those out that are specific for taught. But other than that, those are all Conan.
I think I accidentally changed color here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's head. I chose there we go.
You can close them. There's the X.
Yeah, just I
Yeah.
popped up too many. Do they have invisible on the hands too? Oh. Yep, there they go.
I don't remember. Okay. Yep.
So, good heavens, I could look like
You can be completely invisible if you want to be,
oh my
or
gosh.
you can have a floating head.
This is crazy.
And we haven't even touched some of the clothing mods, because the clothing mods are
Oh yeah,
are
I'm
actually
dying of
crazy.
thirst here.
Well. There is water right over here if you need to. There's a big lake behind you.
Um,
But I can fix you real quick. Hold on.
yeah. You do it. We're busy checking out the clothes here. Holy cow, look at this. I'm just a floating name.
Yep.
That's insane.
Oh. Oh, I totally forgot this has been added recently. And I totally forgot about it.
What's that? Look, I am the floating head. Okay, this could be a fun thing to do. I am the spooky floating head of doom. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This is just making me...
Um
What are you
I've
doing?
not seen what this does. What's it do on your screen? Did you get a
Asks
pop-up?
to trade with me.
Yeah, cool. It gave you a pop-up.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, so no more throwing things on the ground at people's feet.
Yes. I think I gave you a die.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Oh, maybe I didn't.
I saw I gave
Oh,
you
I
a
didn't.
key, but you didn't give me anything.
No, I didn't give you anything. Sorry.
Oh, a 20-sided die.
There you go.
All
Have fun.
right.
But yeah, that's yeah. No more dropping things on the ground. I know I have not hit everything. There's one. I think there's one other major thing that I want to talk about.
All right, let's go back to your screen then.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot about this. So this is the this is a really cool admin feature, but that people can use. Now, let me turn this on, and I want you to go back to your screen. So I'm enabling this.
All right.
All right. Now, hit the map key, and up in the upper right-hand side, you'll see Find RP.
All right. Well, give me a second and let me actually get dressed into something here.
Okay. All right.
Instead of, no legs, no hands, no... no nothing.
Everybody's looking at my screen now, right? Okay, so we
Yes,
can see.
everybody is looking at your screen.
You can see what it looks like on my side. All right, so what I just did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna get out of this.
Oh my gosh, they have a slave Leia skirt. I'd forgotten about that. No, I just need feet.
Now, don't forget to hit the green checkbox because I can't see what you're doing. There you go. Okay.
Alright, so I've hit current armor set. So I should be able to just escape out of this now, right?
Yes.
Alright,
Yeah, you're
so
good.
go to map, find RP.
Go to the map. Yeah, and you should see me up there.
I do. Casual antagonist is looking for
I am a
serious
casual-
trouble.
All of those you can set. Those are all customizable by the admin. So admins can set that to be whatever. There's a drop-down menu.
Alright, because right now the drop-down menus don't do anything.
Oh, wait, did I?
Oh, I have to hit enable.
You have to hit enable.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you have to hit enable. Yeah.
Mighty troublemaker.
Yeah.
looking for casual victims.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. And then people can see on the map where folks are,
Yeah, yeah. And if you go back to the not map, just regular, you should be able to see next to my name like a yellow dot with looks like a silhouette in there. No, no, no.
Oh yeah,
not on the
I
map.
see it. I see it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And you'll see that same symbol on the map itself too. So it'd be easier to see if I moved away from you.
Yep,
Some,
move
and you can go
away.
to the map. You should be able to see me on the map. No, you should be able
Yep.
to see me on the map now.
Well, if I zoom in too, there we go.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So it just shows where people are if they're looking for RP. Now, if you also noticed on the map where if you hit the find RP thing again, you can see a couple of different things. One of the commands you can use is act, so you can have a different name appear above your head. So if you're using the act command, it'll show that, whatever name that is, or it'll show your regular name. Or
Like yours says
you can
shadow
also,
on it.
yeah. If I do act right now,
Larry.
you should, yeah.
Now, where did you change that? I mean, I saw that. I mean, I clicked on
It's
it.
a chat it's a chat command.
Oh, slash act.
Yeah.
Slash act.
I don't know if I have it turned on for you or not. I'll be honest. I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay. I did turn it on. I wasn't sure if I did or not.
Yep, there you go. So it's like, oh, oh my gosh. That is really cool. So
Yeah.
you're not, they're not running it. You could actually use your character to look like someone else and play someone else, and then when that person is no longer needed in the story, you can swap them to someone else with a different name, and it's not going to be like, oh, just pretend this person's the innkeeper this time. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what that's for.
That's really
Also,
cool.
if you're in disguise, if you're a person in disguise, you can have a different name above your head to just say like warrior or whatever, or troublemaker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Creepy dark cloak stalker.
Yeah, whatever you want it to be. Yeah.
Oh, and Andrew, speaking of slave Leia, is anyone watching Ahsoka?
Ahsoka.
Oh. I am not. I will someday.
I am watching it. I will. Oh, I'm not enthused. I haven't watched the last week's episode, but I've caught up to everything but last week. One last.
Oh, go ahead.
What's that? There is, I think, one last thing.
How
there
are
is
we at an
webhook.
hour and 15 minutes already? It does not feel like we've done. Wow.
I guess we are. Wow.
Well, when we
make
show
sure
off
I
enough
haven't-
mods, you're showing how to do this, then the last thing you need to do is a little campaign night.
Sure. The other thing you can do, and I don't have this set up so I can do it, but you can do overlays on top of the map. And I've seen this done to great effect with if like people own parts of the map, you can divide the map up into like little kingdoms or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah?
And so you can have your own overlay on top of the map. That is it's a picture, usually used like PNGs or something along that line, where it just like draws. You have drawn lines, or you can put like your own, like if you have a server logo or something like that, you can put that on the map. Or
Wow.
yeah, it's Yeah, I've seen it. Like I said, the best thing I've seen it done is uh, with like kingdom maps, that kind of thing. Oh, there was something else. I didn't. We don't have this going because we haven't like fully set up for roleplay here. But if I click on if you're on the map again and you click that little scroll thing that's next to my name, it'll go to my bio. Click find RP.
Oh yeah, find RP. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, find me,
There we go.
and then click the little scroll thing. That's my bio. If I had one set up, I don't have it set up right now. But yeah,
Yeah, Larry forgot he didn't move a server. He had to start a new one, and that's why everything got started anew.
yeah.
But I think
I
that
think
would be really fun. That we have to do. Larry has to run a quick one shot of some sort.
Sure, I think I can do that. It'll take a bit for me to set up, but I can. I mean, I'm. Yeah, I have full access to a server, so it's I can. Yeah, it's not a problem. It's not like
you're trying to sell me on this. Now you're showing me all this stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at all this, right? Right. We haven't
Right.
been able to really see it all in action yet.
um.
Are there other mods that you want to also introduce us to from these, or?
These are the big ones that are like all encompassing, like that are these are the big overarching mods that control a lot of different things. That I wanted to. I'm kind of working. I'm kind of working macro to micro as far as my introduction of mods are concerned. So these are these this week and last week were very macro mods. Like they control a lot of different things.
Okay.
I will do one more macro mod next week. I'm going to do Pippi next week to show you that one.
Pippi. Now,
Yeah.
do we need to wipe everything off to do
No,
Pippi, or you're just gonna do Pippi on
Nope.
top of everything?
I'm going to do Pippi on top of everything.
On top of old Pippi.
Because the main thing that I want
roleplay mods
to
are...
the main thing I want to show, one of the main things I want to show is how mods work together and how it really creates a very all-encompassing kind of situation. You know, where well, this mod does this thing over here, but if you add it with this mod, it like they. I hate to use the word, but like synergy. How there's a good synergy between the mods.
Synergize.
Yeah.
Do,
Um,
do.
There's a couple of miscellaneous things before I get into the very last thing that Roleplay Redux does. One of them, you can hide ownership. So, like, if I do that now,
Yep. We're looking at your screen again.
well, if you go to actually go back, if you go back to your screen and look at the chest that I put down, it should hide my name. Before it had my name on there. Now it should hide it.
Yep. It is hidden.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So, I mean, that's one, just a small minor thing. There's little things like you can allow characters to enable renown, which renown is basically just like things that people would know about your character, and it appears next to your, like if I enable it, I don't have anything going right now. I'm sorry.
You're not
But
known.
yeah,
We don't know you.
but basically what renown does is it allow you to hover over that little my name and see if I have a character description written. Like it's just a little character description. Right now it shouldn't show anything because I don't have anything written. The other things are like, and I can show you this one real quick. They're called points of interest.
All right. Oh wait, I never did go really get a drink, did I? Here we go. There we go. Mmm. Tasty river water.
I can drop these.
And I don't see anything dropped, but I see a search thing that says interact to set description.
Yeah. That's it.
So you've just dropped a little chat box thing?
Yep.
A rock,
That's what I
isn't
did.
it pretty? Oh, so when they're searching something, it'd be like, oh, a suspicious door.
Yeah, these can sit on anything. And if you notice, they go away. You can set up how far away they appear. This one I think is set to 4 foundations. Once you hit within 4 foundations, it'll appear.
Oh, wow. Isn't it pretty?
You can also set. Here's another cool thing. You can actually set. You can add an inspection. So they have to roll like. Okay, so they can see the PO. They can see the point of interest. This is called PO. There are points of interest. That's what these are.
Okay. Nice.
And you can also set. You can also, by the way, set it to different icons. I can set it to an ear.
Can you do an auditory thing then?
Yeah, so it could be an auditory description or whatever, however you want to do it. You can also set up inspections where people would have to have based on the dice system that we talked about before, and this is it's all integrated. So if somebody were to have, I'm just going to, one of the skills that you can have is perception in the current way that it's set up, and what will happen if they roll I forget if it does it automatically or not, so I'm going to set this to a DC 10.
Can I actually roll the dice that's in my inventory?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, because that's whatever comes with, that's Conan. That's not this mod. I never use it. I've never used that dice. I think it's just decoration, to be honest.
Alright, I hit use. I don't think anything happened. Oh, darn. There's no water in my water bottle.
Okay, so if I do... Oh, yeah. Okay.
What?
So, hover over it again.
Mm-hmm, a rock, isn't it pretty? The rock is also blue. Perception versus
Yeah.
DC. Pass. How do I know I passed?
It just told you. Your perception, it rolls a DC of 10. It rolls a dice, like automatically, just rolls the dice. When you hover over it, it rolls the dice and it shows you that you passed. Now, you can switch to my screen, and I failed, and this is what it shows you when you fail. If you want to flip
Oh
over
my
to
gosh,
me.
yeah.
See? I don't see it. I don't see that it's blue.
Oh my gosh.
So, and you can set up. I just chose perception for the moment, but I mean, it could also be. You can set it to whatever skill you want.
Wow, I just gained a level for standing here. Go me.
Congratulations.
All right, Andrew. So a few things. Andrew had asked earlier when you were talking about you only saw the last episode. Did you mean you only missed the one that aired yesterday, or are you now missing 2 episodes?
Yeah. No, just the one that I have not seen. The one that aired yesterday. That's the only one.
And now the DC-10 was a great airplane, although I prefer a Lockheed L.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I lived near Lockheed for a while, actually. It was pretty cool. They were making Army copters at that point.
All right, very last thing.
So whoops! Oh wow! There went my water bottle. I gotta tell. I mean, there was a lot of stuff with the last one, but you know, this one is definitely increasing my, or I should say, decreasing my resistance. This one is definitely starting to tempt me because I knew I wanted to do a campaign with folks. You know,
Yeah.
a whole big thing, and I knew I'd have to use mods at some point, but... Okay, this is a waypoint?
Yes. Now I can set it up to where players can set these up, but currently I just have it where admins can.
What does the waypoint do?
Would you like to know?
I tried to use it. I can't use it. I can cancel. Or I can... Oh, I can interact. Okay. This waypoint lies dormant. So I figure it's a travel system, but...
It is.
I mean, that's what waypoints in games usually are. Wow.
See. Oh, okay. If you're looking at my screen, which you are now, I guess
Uh-huh.
you can see a bunch of different things you can set up waypoints to do. I'm just currently enabling them, but you can set them up under categories, which means that you can see all the waypoints on the map, which I'll.
Use custom
There you go.
wormhole.
Yeah, custom wormhole is basically you set up your own ID. It can be whatever you want it to be. Where this waypoint only goes to this other waypoint or other ones that have this specific ID. Even if it's now as they're set up currently, they just you have to be in the same clan. So if we're in two different clans, the waypoints won't work with each other. My waypoints won't work with yours.
Okay.
However, I think. However, if you set up a custom wormhole, if I set my wormhole ID to massively OP and you set up your wormhole ID to massively OP, then those two waypoints can work with each other.
Ah, so then I could effectively let you guys come in and infiltrate my clan.
Yeah, however you want to do that.
If you're a
Yes,
spy.
exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And then there's certain there can be costs to using waypoints. And it can be any item. It doesn't have to be like gold. It can be whatever. So you maybe
The skull
I
of
had
the Bat King. Okay.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, if you can only use this waypoint if you have this item on you, and then it costs that item.
And it takes the item away, right?
Yes.
Oh wow.
There are scrolls that can be given out, and I'll show these to you here as well. Let me show you that here as well. I'm going to make this my home waypoint, and I think, and obviously it can be hidden as well, that's just a pretty standard. You don't have to see it.
Home is my waypoint.
Now it should have turned blue. Did it turn blue?
Larry's coming home to you. Oh, it is blue.
Okay. It's not going to do anything right now. Well, it kind of does something right now, but it won't do a bunch of things right now. All right. I'm going to set up this one. Actually, I don't have to. As an admin, I don't have to go to the item. I can actually just be anywhere.
Are you dying of thirst or something?
Yep.
Okay, because I just got close to you and you're all...
Yeah. Okay. So now you should be... Oh, still lying dormant. Why is it lying dormant? Thought I enabled them.
I was gonna say, have you woken it up? Set the alarm clock?
Oh, I know. I forgot to globally enable them. I enabled the individual ones, but forgot to globally enable waypoints. That's what the problem is.
Ah, okay.
All right, now you can see. Well, you should, whenever you click on this one, you should only be able to see one. But obviously, you can set these up anywhere in the map. I just have these really close.
I see waypoint 2 on the map, and we're standing on waypoint 1, so they're actually on the map. Oh wow, you just disappeared. Yep.
Yep. That's what it does.
We've gone so far.
Oh, and my stomach hurts now. Gosh.
Actually, I'm about to be hungered too, so.
Oh, I'll fix it.
Fix me, Larry. Give me food. Nom nom nom. If only my hunger can be, well, I don't really feel hunger, so I guess I shouldn't say that, but your nutritional needs, just have somebody come click a number over your head. There you go.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this. Oh, I can't believe I totally forgot about it.
You can actually turn hunger and thirst off,
Oh, let me show you something even cooler.
Uh-oh. What's that? That scares me.
If you see my screen?
Hang on. Yep, now I see your screen. Yep.
Okay.
Enable quick hunger thirst replenish. A button
Hit
on the RP
shift
panel.
hit shift R. There's a button right there now that'll allow you to immediately fill your hunger and thirst.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, waypoints. So so there's this, basically just to travel back and forth. I say back and forth, but you can actually have multiple of them set up all around the map.
Larry, make it daytime again. We can't see anything. Only when the lightning strikes. Woohoo!
Okay, there you go.
That's really cool.
All right. There's one other thing you can do. Okay. Oh gosh, I did 1,000 of them. Holy cow.
What?
Anyway, so there's portal scrolls, and you can drop.
Portal.
Yeah, you can drop them, and I've got this one set up, the one that's closest to us there, as the home portal.
Oh gosh, it's encumbered me.
Yeah, don't pick them up.
Too late.
And if I drop my clan portal, you can walk in there, and you can do it too. It's, even though that's just to my clan, you can walk in that portal over there.
Right now I need to split here.
Oh, if you hold shift and drag, you can split that way.
Oh yeah, that's right. That should let me walk again. Alright, so
That stays up for 60 seconds, and anybody can walk through that.
oh wow.
And now it's closed. And I can set the timer as like for how long that goes. It doesn't have to be 60 seconds. By default, it's 60 seconds, but I can set it up to be whatever I want. So if you have a waypoint set up at your house, now it's not going to work for you because you're not in my clan.
Do you even have a clan?
Well, technically yes, but actually no. But yeah.
Well, if I drop one, then nothing's gonna happen, right?
Well, it'll still do the little like portal thing, but you'll pass right through it. And the other one, the blue one, which I don't have set up right now. Maybe I can set it up real quick. Waypoint ID, number 2.
Oh, I didn't see the little green ball. Now I see it.
Yeah, that one now goes to waypoint number 2. It's called a town portal, and admins can set up a single waypoint to be a town portal. So if you have a hub of some sort that everybody goes to,
You know,
and you can
when they
give
when
out.
they go back after killing their 10 rats,
Yeah, after they go back.
then
Yep.
they need to.
Yeah, they have to go back to town, return them to the vendor, and yeah, so that's what that'll do. Anyway, that like I said, and that's just really just touching the surface of roleplay redo, because you can really go very, very deep with different things. Yeah. How close are you to, like, we have to have mods on all my Conan servers now?
No, I don't have that. In fact, I just checked, and my servers didn't pop up. I need to go in and with Tuesday's thing, I need to go and update my 2 servers. Apparently, they've been down since Tuesday, which is only a day, so I guess I'm not totally lost.
Yeah.
But no, but maybe I'll just turn my servers into, well, no, because those are servers that other people use, but to do a whole roleplay adventure, you know, basically like running a tabletop in a game. I mean, that's an idea I've had for a long time, and I've wanted to do it when I was able. And
Yeah.
yeah, this really does make it. I feel like I would get a lot more lost in the games again if I add these in. So
Yeah,
I'm getting tempted, Larry. I'm getting tempted. But right now, it's still overwhelming. I mean, I look at all that, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
It is a lot, and honest, and I am well aware that it is a lot, and really, jumping in with both feet, it would probably take you a month just to get used to everything, to know how everything works. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
need to like call in
yeah.
and be like, all right, Larry, this is what I want. Help me get it on the server.
Yeah, I mean,
you
some
know
of
where
the,
things are. You know what? This is what I want. Help me build it on here right now, because yeah, that's gonna be insane. Now, is this server actually on your desktop? Is this the one you moved to your desktop instead of a server?
this is on my computer here at my house. Yeah. And I mean, it's technically public, although yeah, it's password protected. But yeah,
Now, when you do it that way, is it possible, like, so if I do that, I wouldn't want people coming and playing in between, right? Do you just change the password, or can you lock it from anybody coming in? What would be the best way to do that, or just shut the server off?
running it? Yeah, you can just shut the server off if you want. maybe I should do a day where I do that. Show you how to set up a server.
I mean, it's
You
not
want
that
me to do that?
hard.
Well, on a desktop, it's like, or on a local computer. If I'm running it on, which I am, if I run it on my computer here, it's different than if you're setting up on, uh, I don't know, G Portal or whatever. It's different because I have to run, in order for me to do it the way I'm doing it now, is I have to run the game and the server at the same time. In this particular case, I'm running it off of the same computer at the same time.
Which is what I'd probably be doing.
Yeah, yeah. There's some things you can, there's specific things that you have to set up to get that to work.
Okay, well, yep. Larry's just gonna totally teach us Ikari on a local computer. It takes some work, yeah. I thought, though, compared to some other games, I thought it was easier. Conan was easier to set up than...
It... I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. I haven't done it myself, although I have had an Ark server on mine, and I guess that wasn't very difficult to set up.
Yeah. It's not super difficult, but it does take, like, it's not... it's not straightforward. It's not 100... Like, it's not difficult, it's just, not... If just by looking, it's not self-intuitive. So if you're running into issues, you would have to read about it. But again, I mean, it's not difficult, so it can be done.
We do a whole system where Larry sets up everything. All of the guise of work. No, really,
right,
this is for work, Larry. Yeah, work.
Yeah, I can. But yeah, I can do that. I can show you how to set up a Conan server. It's not, like I said, it's not hard. It's just
like, basically we're streaming tutorials for these next few sessions.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Why not? That's good. No, thank you. This one, I mean, the stuff about being able to label around, it's really nice because when you're DMing a game, whatever.
Yeah.
Then, you're like, oh, they got close enough. All right, you feel an aura. But when it's nicer to be able to if they go across and suddenly they're looking, you see something suspicious, right? With the little hints you put on the ground, or, so less things are storyboarded, are told by the DM than are...
Yeah.
Then they're exploring in the world, because the whole idea is you'd want it to be a more three-dimensional experience. So this seems to add more three-dimensional experience in the game, instead of, let's just say, I really dislike Tavern RP, where people go to one spot, say EverQuest 2, there's not a lot of options. You go to a spot, you sit there, and the entire everything is just emoted in chat.
Yes.
Everything. Exactly. And the people and the characters and everything, you're sitting around mostly. And I hate that. I always preferred... I'm not dissing on people who like that. I don't like that. Woohoo! I gained another level. I'm so strong. If I'm out adventuring, I'm role-playing as I'm adventuring. Oh, I've got to go find this stuff, or... how could you ask me to do this, you evil, I'm role-playing as I go, because I want it to be an active thing. Star Wars Galaxies, it was active, it was as you were doing things, it was in the world. Somebody decorated their house, and you go see a, broken communicator, you can go and look at it and be like, oh, they have a broken communicator in the shop, or there's an aquarium, or, where in other places it's just all text. Oh, well, you see that he is wearing this long blue cloak, and you don't know his name is actually just a shadowy character, but everybody sees the name over your head, and if you come in too late, you didn't see where they wrote they're only a shadowy character, and so you're like, hey, Bill, and they're all, no, I'm not. I'm
I
just
am not Bill. I am Shadowy Man.
Yes, you know.
I said
or-
that 2 paragraphs ago, and you weren't here.
I know.
Sorry.
And I've just hated that because also people in the experiences I've had, they tend to, because nobody can make an effect on others, like give someone a piece of poisoned meat, they eat it, and they feel ill and start puking in game or something, right? They
Right.
can't do anything. They can't affect anybody. They can't push anybody over. You know, you're just, I pushed you for bumping into me. No, you don't push me. Yes, I do. No, you don't. I'm just, you know. And then it becomes a war of words. Well, I did this. And it's like, no, you didn't. You can't, you can't force me to accept what you're doing. Or I pickpocket you and take money out of your coin purse. No, you don't. I've already, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, and you see that. I've seen that quite a bit. And people are fighting, I come up and I, just think they do something to someone else's character, and the person's like, no, you didn't. I dodged. You can't dodge. And it's like, Rrr.
Hikari, you're right. Hikari says you played with bad role players, and that is true.
Well, that's really kind of where the sit around tavern stuff just was. People had their own storyline they were pushing, and others may not have been into it. And and actually that role play community splintered off so that it was only little role plays, and then nobody else could actually get into them. Because no, this is our storyline with this person, and it wasn't vibrant world stuff happening. You stumble into it, Oh, look, that person over there is labeled Larry. Must be Larry. It's not really Larry. It's somebody pretending to be Larry, but you have no clue. And it's less that you have to read as a GM. All right, you come across a character named Larry. Well, no, what? Do they come across them or not? Do they walk past them or not? That's not up to me. We'll see if they actually do it.
I think that, this playing, this is why Conan has really enthralled me as much as it has over the last couple of years, is because the things that I used to do in Star Wars Galaxies that I could do within game and actually make it like it's what I am seeing in game is what is happening in character. I've been able to do that again with mods like this. I've been able to, what I am doing in game is what is happening in character. I'm not having to do things out of character. Everything is completely, you can really immerse yourself in this world, especially with some of the mods that that have been made for it. And this is one of them. That's one of the reasons why that I am a huge proponent of mods, especially in this game, because it has allowed, for me personally, it's allowed me to get back into the things I like about online video games.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's gonna that what is happening in game is what my character's doing. That is the phrase. That is what I miss. Yeah. And you can walk into a room and you could sit there and there could be a lot of stories throwing through text, but everyone's sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's like when I first started this and the storiness of it, I'm a very, very visual person. I want to see. I want to see it. I want to see what's happening. I want to see the action. Oh, hi, Chicken Larry. One of my first things when I very first started playing back in before 2000, a long time ago, right? What, early 90s? Yeah, 92? I skipped playing it in junior high, but I think 92 is when I got into my first big campaign. It was the whole thing. I was like, I wish there was, before VR, I wish there was virtual reality. I want to go in, and I don't want to say, I am shooting my arrow of +5 at the mob. What's going to happen? I wanted to, just shoot it, watch it go, and visualize it. So then the first time I stepped into an MMO, I was like, I can see what I'm doing. And luckily enough, Star Wars Galaxies, you saw what you were doing, right? And the role play, the actions, it all came around, and it went away in a lot of games or ways. And there are ways to still have it, but for me, I wanted the visual. I wanted what was happening to be what I could see. I didn't want it to be reading a book. Like, I'll go read a book if I'm going to read a book.
Yeah, Hikari says none of this works without someone actively creating all of these things to interact. So it's still somebody doing a lot to set it up. Yes, it is. And the admins for roleplay servers,
bow down
those guys are
appreciate
exactly. They do so much, and they get crapped on all the time, and I feel bad for them because I know they put so much work into what they're doing.
I'm just looking at this little bit you're doing, and I'm like, I want to do something for a 4 or 5 man group, and I'm already like, woo, okay, let's start planning to play 2025, everyone, as I take a year.
Take a year just to set this all up.
That's why I'm going to get Larry to help y'all. That way we can play before then.
I can tell you from experience that a group of, let's say, 4 people, I think it's 4 or 5 people, I forget how many we actually had, for that admin roleplay server, that it took us a month and a half of logging in every night when we get home and twice on weekends to get a server set up. Every night for a month and a half at least. If not 2 months. It might have been closer to 2 months. Because I mean, if you count the pre-planning, okay, what are we going to do exactly? Or how do we need to get this to work? You know, if you count that, then it was definitely 2 months of just setting things. Yeah, like, so whatever I do for this, when we do this thing, it's going to be, it'll be a small thing. Very small thing.
Well, and the way I want to do it is it's a guided adventure, not completely, you know. So you can set up 2 or 3 directions for them to go, and then they have the adventure, and then afterwards you do 2 or 3. So you don't have to do the entire game setup. You just have to do little bits. Unlike if you're opening up a roleplay server, you got to have everything set down, right? So anyway, this is really exciting that way for me, and
there's a couple of other things that I wasn't originally planning to show, but I might do this now.
Okay.
Because you want me to set up a dungeon, which I will gladly do. Or a camp, whatever you want to call it, one shot. What I will do is there's another mod that I want to add that I wasn't originally going to do. That's called Shadows of Skelos. There's 3 volumes of Shadows of Skelos. They are basically just like an item. They make like little items that you can put in the world. But the 3rd volume of Shadows of Skelos are caves.
Oh.
And you can set up your own cave system. And I'll show you how to. I will show that to you, and then once we get into like a one-shot kind of campaign thing, I will make it like I'll use that cave system to do a dungeon dive, if you will, like an RP dungeon dive.
That'd be so cool, Larry.
I'll show you how that works.
So awesome! Oh my gosh, we'll have to try to recruit a couple viewers or so, maybe, if you're okay with that. To, you know, you want more than just me in this thing. That's for absolutely sure.
For sure, we'll probably need you and I would say probably you and 3 other people. because I won't be.
Sweet.
I will be GMing it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So think about that.
Yeah. Okay, so so much to digest, so much that we
So
saw
much.
today. Not a lot of play, but of course that's not what these are for right now.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're building up to this. So this is very exciting. Larry, thank you so much for being
no problem.
willing to do the convince MJ to use mods.
I've wanted to do this for a while. I've wanted to do this for a while because
it's been like a year. You've been a year or more.
Yeah.
You know, mods. Are you doing mods yet? Do you want to do mods? Yeah. So.
And this is why I'm telling you, these are so awesome. And I am a proponent of mods, but I'm not somebody who's going to like. I will never try to convince anybody to use Skyrim mods, even though Skyrim mods are great. I will never try to convince people to do that. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. But these, in this game specifically, literally changed the game for me.
Oh, I mean,
So
they are.
yeah.
Now, the thing is, like, I really enjoyed Conan. I enjoyed
Yeah.
playing Conan. I went through
For sure.
Conan.
Yeah.
But I finished Conan, really. You know, other than just
Right.
going in and, you know, using admin or creative mode to build things that I want to build, there's no more playing in Conan for me. And I think this would really revitalize it. Except it would take work to go into...
Skyrim mods
no!
are a stack of cards, then balancing a house on top of it, Hikari says. Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah.
I've still never even played Skyrim yet. I have the game.
Oh.
I'll play it someday. Someday. When I have
It's
free time.
how many years old is it now? It's, what are we at, 13 years old now?
I was raising children,
12 years
okay? And working. And now I'm raising another one. And my golden open years just got
Just got
hijacked.
closed.
Yeah. My open years were closed again, so give me another 10 or 15 years, and then I may have all that extra time. I'm never going to have extra time, but...
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it. If you guys are interested in continuing with this Conan adventure that we've been doing, of course, keep an eye out on our stream team calendar. Mid-October, I will let you guys know Wednesday nights will be moving to 9 o'clock for 5 weeks. I have the chance to be part of this really great workshop training for working with kids with trauma and stuff like that. And it's something I need with my Munchkin. And the fact that I got invited to do this, so it's actually Wednesday nights, so we have to push things back a little. So keep an eye on the calendar. That's not till like the 18th, though. But our next stream of this would then be... I mean, it's in October. What is 2 weeks from today?
Oh, I don't have my... Hold on. I don't have
Hold
my calendar in front of
the 11th. So, on the 11th, we'll be doing this again. So...
me. Yes. So, and that will be... And so, and I'll spoil it already. On the 11th, we're going to talk about Pippi.
Not the
Pippi-
Longstocking, but...
Yeah, it's funny. It is named after Pippi Longstocking. Just...
Is it really? Because, okay.
It is really named after Pippi Longstocking.
That's... okay. Kari,
But-
my sister really loves Daggerfall, but that's the most anyone here has played anything Elder Scrolls. All right. Well, you know what? I've heard most about Pippi, so I've been learning about these others, and now I'm only going to picture it as wire straight red pigtails.
Yeah,
braids.
yeah. If you go to their website, he has a drawing of Pippi on there, Pippi
Oh my
Longstocking
gosh.
on there.
That's so great.
But at any rate, yeah. So Pippi changed. Pippi was one of the first mods to like really change the game, and it's still relevant. And if you do it right, and it will work with the current mods that I have mentioned, although they are not directly integratable, they are sort of integratable, and I will get into all of that next time.
And he'll teach us all that, and some of it will just be
Gosh,
like, thank heavens it's recorded. We can go back and listen again.
yeah,
These are
I
our
will.
TED Talks, man.
I will tell you right up front, I am not being able to. I'm this with Pippi. It's going to be another one, or I'm just touching the surface of it, not getting too deep, because it gets. If you think these things were deep, Pippi goes even further in some of the things that you can do with it. That just is mind-boggling.
It's like a rabbit hole of.
It is, yeah. It's Alice in the rabbit hole. That's what it is. You just it keeps going down and down and down and down.
The weeds, the weeds.
The weeds. Exactly. All right.
All right, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you for all your support here on OPTV and, of course, massivelyop.com. Everything you guys do to support us keeps us running and allows us to do things like this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Check out the Stream Team calendar to know when we're streaming what. And, of course, in between times, you can go and read all the stuff that is there on massivelyop.com. If you get bored, look at any of our old streams, too. Or listen to them in the background. There's a whole ARC one where Chris is talking about huggy spider legs. You know, you don't want to miss that. Have a great night, everybody. Please take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.